we could fix, or if they really were down. Found out they really are down. But in the meantime, as a emergency fallback, tonight's going to be retro night, and we're going to be checking out the original Space Quest from 1986. This was one of the games that I got to grow up with when I was a kid on my Apple IIgs. This is actually the remake to the original Space Quest, but it's still pretty awesome. And I've got Brother Chad here with me, just in case I make any dumb mistakes, so he can make fun of me.
In case, I got the scoreboard turned up.
There's only so many ways to die in this game. I actually remember running this game on my 486 with DOS and Windows 3.1. Those were more stable days, at least. I didn't know about that. And there's the science research vessel being chased by the Sarians. And you gotta love the 1950s humor that goes into this, and the 1950s sci-fi. I've always been a big fan of the 50s sci-fi. Forbidden Planet's one of my favorite movies. I just remembered one thing I'm going to need. The manual. In the 80s, Sierra was big with copyright protection. There we go.
Destruct sequence is engaged. 15 minutes till detonation.
Let's see. There we go. Had to remember how to make Roger move. This was at the beginning of the original era of point-and-click games. Failing to notice anyone or anything in the room, the Sarian guards decide to check elsewhere. Way to go, Roger. They remind me of the first time they showed the Romulans on the original series. Yay, we got a key card. Now we can get to the lower decks.
That red alert is vaguely familiar.
Oh, doesn't it though? Oh, we hear footsteps again. Too bad there's no actual run command or anything back in the day. All you could do was change the speed of the entire game, which could be hazardous to your health.
I was trying to figure out hearing footsteps in the river.
Ha! Let's see, good. But before we can go to the lower decks, we still need to get the cartridge. I forget the whole thing on the cartridge. Yes, I know. Get in the elevator, dude. They just failed to notice me again. There we go. The door opens and a man you recognize as one of the head lab scientists stumbles into the room. He appears to be in serious need of some Abdocil abdomen filler. After only a few steps, he hits the floor with a disconcerting thud.
Sounds like something you made for lunch yesterday.
That's alright, this is the game that has the dehydrated water in it.
Right. Just had dirt.
Right? So, we gotta talk to this guy. And of course his lips move. How else do you talk? The star generator is in danger. The Arcada is under attack. You'd better get off this scow if you value your life, Wilco. Alright, so the key word for the day is going to be star generator, I think. Right. I seem to have missed something. Ugh, I didn't want to search him. Yeah. His audible forms of communication will be limited to what he can convey through the venting of bodily gases. Ugh. That one was just nasty. Okie dokie. Well, thank goodness for Twitch. I didn't catch the code word that he said.
I can see.
I thought it was just star generator, but that's not coming up anywhere in the manual. Oh, good. I thought I had a buffer set up on this. And believe it or not, back in the day, these kinds of games were very easily blown up just by missing something that simple. That's why they were called extremely linear.
Distress sequence is engaged.
That's why the manual even says to save a lot.
Destination.
So, we are going to try to scurry over, get the ID card again, and then scurry back in here to try and catch the scientist and see what he said. And no, there are no stairs on the Arcata.
Well, LOTRO said that their downtime has been extended. They do not have an uptime, and they're working as quickly as possible. And that was about 7 hours ago.
Whoa! That's a little bit whacked.
Got some people already messaging they're going to bed. They'll try again tomorrow.
Right? And I guess as long as LOTRO's down, we'll be doing retro days, retro weeks, hopefully not weeks. I've got access to enough stuff from the 80s and 90s to keep everybody entertained. Oh, wait, stop. Stop. I need to talk to you. Ah, there it is. Stars. Yeah, right. So we'll pull the manual back up. And then over here, we'll go back to the computer. And we can punch the magic code in right after I click on the right spot. Let's see. It is going to be that one. It's going to be the chair with the dot. The broken U. And the 3 lines. Yay! We found the cartridge.
Congratulations.
We're now retrieving it. Woohoo! And we got the cartridge. And we're going to save over my last game. And now we're going to go back to the turbo lift, grab the magnet from the star generator room on the 2nd floor. Oop. And yes, once I start getting back into the rhythm, I'll be saving a lot. You should see me on King's Quest 3. There's this path going down the hill from the magician's house. And like every 2 steps I save because it's pre-scripted walking. And I think I'm going the right way to the next set of turbo lifts. Yes. Of course we hear footsteps. And welcome to engineering. Right. And some of this is really cool, like the giant mouse here, or the giant joystick that I'm hiding behind. And then this should be nice and familiar for us Star Trek fans.
10 minutes. Till destination.
Yes. Oh yeah. That turbo lift is locked. I have to use the key card. Wave generator over here, which is kind of cool. I used to have one. You slide the key card into the slot, the lock releases with a satisfying click, and the elevator doors slide open. And then right here you've got the transporter console from the original series. But we don't really need to do anything with it, it just looks cool. We're going to open a drawer, and the gadget is our universal translator. And over here in the closet, and that symbol should be familiar again to Star Trek fans, that's the sign of the mirror universe. We see a spacesuit hanging in the closet and a helmet sitting on the top shelf. So we're going to grab the spacesuit and the helmet, and we're going to double check our inventory. Okay, what I'm thinking of doesn't come in just yet. Oh, hold on. Okay, never mind. And then we're going to jump in the escape pod. And this bit can be entertaining too. First time I played it, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I still don't. Alright. And we're going to look at our buttons. Okay, auto nav is good. Okay. And there's the power button. Yeah, right. So we're going to power the shuttle up and save once again. And then we're going to hit the do not push button. This has always been one of my favorites in the first Space Quest. Okay. Well, you can add one to the scoreboard.
Buckle up.
I forgot to put my seatbelt on and went to warp without it. I was quick. So we'll put the seatbelt on. And yeah. Power back up. And I saved after I turned the power on, didn't I? As you slide the throttle forward, you can feel the Arcada start to shake. Alrighty. Now that we're out in space, we'll push the do not push button. You have a feeling you shouldn't have pressed that button. Yay! Warp drive. This was the funny way that Sierra used to put plugs for their other games into games. This one was actually for a King Arthur game. There were two of them. I think we've got some serious organ damage here. All of them, of course, could be easily replaced in the time period from which you've just arrived. However, a quick scenery check reveals that you are now in the Dark Ages. The only transplant you'll get here is from carcass to spit over flame. As you draw a few final lungfuls of oxygen through your newly acquired sucking chest wound, you gleefully notice your final resting place is near beautiful Nottingham Castle. universally renowned for its inclusion in Sierra's Conquest of the Longbow. That was the one I couldn't remember. You're shocked to hear some highly inflammatory language making its way into your auditory canals. Must be on some uncivilized ruffians in the nearby pub. Well, we died. So we're going to restore. And we'll get on with Space Quest. Looky, a nearby planet. Corona's kind of a new name for Dune. There we go. Let's go crash land. Spacepod must be made out of rubber. Thank you for flying Arcata Getaway Pod lines. It's nearly been a pleasure serving you. Tell a friend if you've got one. Alrighty, so we'll take the seatbelt off. And we'll grab the first aid kit. Now, there's virtually nothing we can do here. And in the old games, you wanted to grab almost everything that was loose. So we're going to grab this glass. And we're going to save. And if memory serves, it's down. There you go. Those big guys pack a powerful appetite. Did you feel the way that thing just chomped right through your skeletal system? That had to hurt. The grill burps in solitary satisfaction. He doesn't often get nice warm meals like you.
You die an awful lot.
Only because sometimes that's the funniest part of a Sierra game. King's Quest dying's not so much fun. Space Quest it is. Okay. So I guess we'll go the right way. Oh yeah, the sticky plant. I forget what it's for, but I remember I need it. You stag a small cluster of leaves from the gooey plant. Blech. That stuff sticks worse than fortnight-old undergarments. Oh, that's a good thing your gloves are Tefloid covered. Just wait until we get to Space Quest 6. That one's funny. So we got our sticky plant, we got our first aid kit, we got the glass. And I think this whole village here was based on the Planet of the Apes, where they just used whatever was there for their city. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an object hurtling from the greenish atmosphere toward the perched surface you currently occupy. Oh, yeah, the spider droid. If the eyes don't deceive, that's a Sarian spider droid. They must have detected the escape pod leaving the Arcada. The spider droid must have been sent along to settle any unfinished business. After the jarring impact, small panels open through which lights sprout. You recall reading in an old issue of Space Piston magazine that this droid was designed to seek out organic life forms and self-destruct when close proximity to the target has been achieved. Luckily, you have a dude here that remembers just about everything useless from his childhood, so once that thing comes back around, I do remember how to kill it. I'd say that the widening of those cracks is an excellent indication that this thing is not a truly stable unit. And don't you hate the way it makes your brain bounce around like a handball in all that spare cranial space? And let's see.
Well, at least they are talking about you.
Oh. Inside our Xenon survival kit, we discover a Xenon army knife and a canister of dehydrated water.
I'm drinking some now.
Sorry, but ever since I was a kid, dehydrated water is just wow. I mean, once you dehydrate the water, there's nothing. Oh no. Brother Chad's looking up dehydrated water on the internet.
Dehydrated water in a can, just add water.
Alright. We shall have a little bit of fun then. Let's see. Alright. Dehydrated water is a humorous concept rather than a practical product, often marketed as a gag gift or novelty item. And under images, we have the same can of dehydrated water Brother Chad was just talking about. 100% organic, BPA free, low sodium, lightweight, magical. Yes, this is real. Oh, the things you can find on the internet. That's just wow. Hmm. I have hit a mild snag. Hello, OBS. Alright. I'll just go back to the old way. And we have to go check out this panel over here. And knowing what we know about this game so far, obviously going over here is not the most brilliant thing, but it is part of the storyline. The panel looks interesting, although hard to tell from where you are standing. It may be a sign. If you got closer, maybe you could read it. I don't remember you following me all the way over here, Spider Droid. There we go. That elevator doesn't lower, it sucks. You flex those incredible muscles you wish you had, but you're barely able to snap loose the previously fractured stalagmite tip. That has so many different ways my mind can go. Oh, yeah. I am not sure what lives down there, but you're not really supposed to get caught by it.
Very large cock.
That works. Let's see. This is what the sticky plant is for. It's kind of like chewing gum for an octopus. Now I can just walk on through. And I just realized if we're ever going to get back to LOTRO, I need to get started on the new update. Let's see. At least we can get to the update servers. Yeah, ready. Oh. Okay. And the little puff of steam you keep seeing at the side of the door is what the stalagmite was for. You plug the steam, the door opens. And I'm going to have a little bit of fun again. You gaze intently at the greenish pool of liquid, the first real sign of moisture on the planet. The pool seems to have no bottom. The gentle dripping has a soothing effect on your frazzled nerves. A small plume of mist rises as each drop hits the pool's surface. Oi. Having a little trouble here tonight, reading. So, we're going to use the seldom used taste on the pool. You lean over to drink from the tempting pool of liquid. As your lips touch the fluid, you feel a pain which could be likened to kissing a lit rocket nozzle. Now you know what they mean when they say, don't drink the water. That's right, you have no head. That darn pool must be filled with acid. You obviously can't go on living that way. So, we restore again and continue on our adventure. And yes, like I said, when it comes to Space Quest, I'm sadistic. I enjoy finding the various ways to die. They're usually funny. Kind of like the laser here. It looks like Roger has done it again. It sure seems that way for those who might have missed that last move by Roger, or if, like me, you just want another look. Oh boy. Instant replay on my death. Well, at least I got a 9.8 out of 10 on Ways to Die.
Yeah.
You found quite a number of forms to transform yourself into. This is the first time you've been wafer style. So this is what we got the glass from the space pod from. You have quite cleverly turned the beam upon itself, frying and fusing it into a state of inoperability. And I don't know if my LOTRO's done updating already.
Mine's taking 20 years as usual.
Huh. One day we will figure this out.
Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
I'm not sure we can do it, so we'll be 18.
Hmm?
get this done anyway.
Unless another entertaining bit of the game, you have to dodge the acid drops. I just realized how bad that sounded. uh,
Acid, I'll say 2 drops. You are sadistic.
that was not intentional. There we go. I took a wild stab on the timing. Oh! I almost forgot. Gotta turn the universal translator on. Otherwise, you'll never know what the aliens are saying. Which is kind of funny, too. But as soon as you enter the room, you find yourself surrounded by darkness. Suddenly, you become aware of the fact that you cannot move or speak. A strange unknown force has taken over. A massive holographic image appears before you. Lucifer! It begins to speak. So you have found your way to my hallowed chamber. Fortunately, there is much more to you than meets the eye. I have been monitoring your travels on our planet. It appears that you are up the proverbial estuary without a means of locomotion.
It looks like Skeletor.
I actually had to research that when I was a kid. I had no clue that an estuary was a river, or the means of locomotion was up the river without a. Oh, how does it go? Up a river without a row boat? Or
Without a paddle?
yes, that's it.
I knew I was there for some reason. I think my next LOTRO character I'll call Mumbra from Thundercats.
I guess I'll have to do the flaming red hair and never wear shirts and be called Lion-O then.
Alright. Ow.
Let us see if you are worthy of our assistance. On the surface lives a beast called Orak. He proves to be a bit of an annoyance on occasion. Dispose of him and bring back evidence of your conquest. Only then will it deal with your plight. Bring to me evidence of the beast Orat's demise, and we'll talk. With that, you find yourself transported back to the surface. So now... Oh. I know... Ah, good. Uh-huh. Alright, so we're gonna have to take care of that spider droid quickly. Thankfully, spider droids don't climb hills. And that giant dinosaur head is where Orat lives. Let's see. So this piece of skeleton here that's broken off. Was meant to land on the spider droid. And this is one of those timing puzzles. All I can really do now is wait for the spider droid to come back around. And we appear to be thirsty, so we're going to take a drink of dehydrated water. As we take our helmet off in the midst of an alien planet, come on. Now it should work. There we go. Oh, it twitches like a real spider. That was cool. It was not known that you are a master of the protrusion toss. That was a fine effort. And we don't want to go across this piece of broken bridge too often, otherwise I wind up falling back down with no way to get across. But now I don't have to worry about being chased around by a giant silver spider. I have enough trouble with giant spiders in LOTRO. And we're going to go up to the mouth of the dinosaur. Save as usual. And then we're going to go down into the cave and hide behind the rock. Uh-oh. Okay. I guess we don't hide behind the rock in this version. Orat has transformed you into a new piece of recreational equipment. Along with finding this treatment extremely rude, you don't survive it. I got made into a basketball. So we will go down here into the cliff again. And this time, we're going to take the dehydrated water and feed it to him. Orat, always in the mood for a snack, snatches the can out of the air with his spacious oral cavity. Chews and swallows it. He notices a rumble deep within his abdomen. Yum, yum. Just like a hot air balloon. You reach down and take the Orat part in your hand. Some of it oozes to fill the space between your fingers. This cute little item is an Orat part. You're just not sure which part.
I'll leave that alone.
So we'll save just in case I accidentally jump off a cliff or something. And then we'll go back to the alien. Pack up the dinosaur's tail. And now we're going to go across the bridge. No doubt about it, there's going to be an accident of one kind or another on this shaky piece of calcium-rich matter. And I am going to have to take the dogs out. So I'll leave you all with a little bit of entertainment. Alrighty, so I managed to fall off the bridge or fall through it the way I was talking, which was mildly annoying since it was totally unplanned. Brother Chad's Lord of the Rings Online is slowly loading. Ah, we got a login screen for him. So, we only have like 20 minutes left. Do we want to go back to LOTRO?
That's up to you. I'm not going to be able to do much. Maybe one thing.
Yeah, I know. On here, I can at least get us to the only city on the planet.
Go ahead. I just want to make sure. Make sure I can still log in properly.
We already saw that. Right before I got to take the dogs out. So we're going back to the big giant head. There we go. Certain things just weren't coming out right on the stream for a moment. Now this was also before we had strong enough computers to be able to run a game that could play background music and the game itself at the same time. So that's why there's not a whole lot of sound in this game. Yes, I am getting to hate that elevator. I wouldn't even call it an elevator. That's more like a turbolift shaft. With the grav plating at the bottom set to ultra high. And there's the acid pool again. Yay! And our friend the dead laser. And then we'll have to get through the acid again. Let's see. Try to line up. And managed to get inhaled by the acid in the end. Ah, that was not right. Alright. Back to the old ways. Oh. I never knew that I could go that route. See, folks, you learn something new every day. Let's see. Again, the massive holographic image of Skeletor appears before you. So you have returned. Do you have proof of the destruction of Orat? If so, drop it before me. Ah, that's easy. You drop the Orat part to the ground. The vision is silent as the dainty morsel splats to the dry soil. You are startled by a rumbling. Suddenly, an oddly shaped door comes into view and slowly opens. You hear a voice, different this time, beckoning you to step forward. Almost looks like we're about to walk off into an alien sky there. When you step through, the door slides closed with a faint hissing sound. You are alone in a large room full of strange equipment. Until the four-armed alien comes out. Please don't be alarmed. We intend no harm. We are a peaceful race. We are cautious, however. Others don't share our way of life. Welcome to Corona. Yeah. You are standing in the power generation facility of our underground settlement. All power here is produced by steam. That is unimportant to you, however. We have promised you transportation. It is a skimmer. It hovers approximately half a meter above the traveling surface. This is very important because of Grell. Sounds kind of like the sandworm off of Dune.
Yeah.
Grell is like dwell in caves below the sand. If you stand on the surface too long, you chance becoming a rare, moist meal for him. I am sorry this is all we can offer. I hope your trip is a safe one. Board the skimmer when you are ready to depart. Good luck, strange one. And then we have a computer terminal over here that we can plug the data cartridge into. Let's see. And we can finally see what's so big about the star generator. Whoever shall read this, my name is Dr. Vohal. I am a scientist with the Star Generator Project aboard the Star Lab Arcada. We have just successfully completed development and testing of the Star Generator. During this time, I have come to believe that our progress has been monitored by others. I fear that the Sarians may have learned of our mission. If my fears prove true, the Star Generator and the people of our universe are in serious jeopardy. The Star Generator is a miraculous device. Used as intended, it will help preserve life for eons to come. Used as a device for evil, it would cause the destruction of millions of lives and enslave all who oppose the Sarians. Encoded within this cartridge are all the plans and specifications for the construction of the Star Generator. Should any disaster befall the Star Generator project, scientists would be able to create a duplicate of the Star Generator with this information. Please guard it with your life and return it to the Xenon ruling body as quickly as possible. Importante note: the Star Generator is capable of self-destruction. This was introduced to the system as a precaution. To activate it, one must enter the code 5319. Since I'm never going to remember that, let's write it down. 5319. A 5-minute time will begin to count down. Beware, anyone within 5 kilometers of the Star Generator will be in danger once the timer has been initiated. Please be careful and good luck. Well, that was thoroughly enlightening. So we're going to jump on the skimmer. And I'm going to save real quick because I know where the next screen goes. This reminds me of Daffy Duck on Duck Dodgers. Oops, had the darn thing in reverse. I hope nobody saw that. And this section is the only arcade sequence or side quest in the game. Would you like to play or skip this sequence? We're going to go ahead and play it. And I thoroughly stink at this. At least I used to. Oop. And there's Ulan's Flats in the distance. And I botched. So we'll restore. We'll watch me crash into the wall again. Oh, this time he goes straight out. And we're going to skip. We already saw how it got supposed to go. Maybe you could try playing the arcade sequence next time. After a truly stone-crushing journey, you have miraculously arrived safely in Ulan's Flats. And just in time too, because the skimmer's power cell has been drained. It will take some time to recharge itself. Here, I assume it's a solar charging. I mean, we didn't plug it into anything. Tesla could use such a charger. This place isn't quite what you had expected. It is semi-bleak at best. An odd-looking fellow is lounging against the wall of a nearby building, watching you with a great deal of interest. And so he's gonna do his thing. Reminds me of a pimp from the 70s. Say, pal, I couldn't help noticing your skimmer. It's a genuine 86 Pleiades GL. I've been looking everywhere for one of these babies. How'd you like to unload it for the unheard of price of 25 buckazoids? I remember this. We say no at first. And he says, fine, be that way. Spoiled little alien. And I also know never to leave the keys in your car. So we're going to grab the keys from the skimmer. And now we're going to go explore. Let's see. The back of the bar looks about as dingy as the front did. Okay. And we have a weird thing over here. Let's take a look at that. There's a strange pile of very fine white powder here. It has a strange burnt smell to it. Maybe it's leftovers from one of the crack creatures on LOTRO. So we're going to go ahead and sniff this. I'm beginning to understand you a little better now. You snort some of the powder and feel a pain like that of 1,000 cribble mites feasting on your nasal membranes. You won't want to be doing that again. So apparently that's not a good thing to snort.
No.
So we'll go back to the skimmer, and the guy should come back around from here. Anyone else notice the Galileo shuttle in the background? We drive a hard bargain. This is my final offer, and I'm only making it because I can see you need it pretty bad. I'll make it 30 buckazoids, and I'll throw in this swell jetpack. It was previously owned by a little old Thark who only flew it back and forth to Fleabud on Sunday. It works great in zero gravity. You'll love it. This time we do take the deal. The jetpack is useful, as bad a deal as it sounds. Glad we could do business. I'll just take that key. Thank you kindly. In addition, I'd like you to have these coupons for discounts and free merchandise from some of our local merchants. As a representative of the Uhlans Flats Chamber of Commerce, I hope you enjoy your visit to our friendly little community. Not yet. I mean, if the skimmer is so important, then you'd think it would be more like 150 buckazoids. Let's see. This appears to be a long-range shuttle, perhaps from a large starship. It looks vaguely familiar somehow. I thought if I clicked on the name of the shuttle, it would tell you it was the Galileo. But it's supposed to be the Galileo. Robbie! Let's go talk to Robbie.
I've got a real model of Robbie.
Yes, we do. What do you want now? I was just about finished with my internal diagnostic check. Now I'm going to have to recalibrate my photoelectric scanner membranes and begin all over again. Poor
Right.
Robbie.
Back up. What do you mean we do? Are you pregnant or have a mouse in your pocket? My Robbie. Okay, I'll share.
I was using the royal we.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to go and talk to two salesmen, both proud owners of used junk. So we're gonna go over here to this nice cool ship that looks more like a speeding missile. And let's see. We have to trigger the salesman first. interest you in one of the finest little used spaceships in the galaxy, you look like a man of discerning taste. This one, for instance, is just your speed, or style, that is. This is quite a unique little unit, never been flown over Mach 3. It was owned by a little old lady from Glansadrom. You have to fly it to believe it, and she can be yours for only 99 buckazoids. One-time offer only. Talk to me, friend. And he's talking about the upside-down missile one here. And I remember very well, if you buy this one, you get in it, you go to take off, and you actually tunnel into the planet. Yeah, right? Let's see. Okay, good. He's going to follow us up to the ship that we need. Appears to be a Dralian cruiser. They have a reputation for quickness and reliability. You are surprised that someone of Chinese caliber would be carrying it. Alright. Alright. So we're going to go talk to him about the cool ship. Well, there's a man with a good eye. This here is the keenest little scrambler in the hemisphere. Top of the line, handles like a charm. Perfect for cruising the asteroid fields. And she's got all the thrust a guy could need. I tell you, she's an outright steal at 214 buckazoids. Now just take a gander at these beauties. Sport, he already said that. Alright. So we need 219 buckazoids. No, you cannot interest me in anything at this time. I already did talk to you. So that ship actually requires a navigation droid. And unfortunately, while there is a, I forget if it's an R2 or an R4 unit, but either way, the blow guide doesn't work right. Allow me to show you our fine line of robots, otherwise known as droids. However, I can see that we would be more interested in our line of economy-priced used robots, wouldn't we? Well, that takes Robbie off the list. Please observe our robot preview screen. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Alright, so we'll switch over to speech. And, oh geez, the Lost in Space robot.
Huh.
And the Sucks 9000 really does suck. Ouch, a Dalek. I never noticed that before. We want the NAV 201. It will pilot any modern fighter or cruiser, and it is one of the most experienced droids we carry. I ask only 45 buckazoids for it, 36 with the coupon. I got it from some gambling type who was required to pay up or perish. So now that we're done here, we can go back out. Oh. It's easiest to click the exit button.
Is that a Johnny Five robot?
Yes. And I have no clue how they got away with some of this without hitting copyright infringement. So this is cool. Every once in a while ZZ Top plays. And we're going to come over here to the bar. And we're going to talk to the bartender. Yes, we will wait our turn. So what's your beef, Junior? Do you want a beer? It costs 2 buckazoids. Sure. Here you go. It tastes better than it smells, thank goodness. Another one would be nice. And unfortunately, we actually do need another one to proceed. That hits the spot. Just one more should do it. Ugh. My dude is an alcoholic, it seems. There we go. As you sip another of the odd brews, you overhear someone at the bar speaking. There I was, cruising through Sector AD when I spot this blip on the scanner. Now we need to remember the sector name, or code. So I head toward it, you see, and right there in front of me sits the Deltor. It's just sitting there. My hearts start hyper-warping on me. I figure my milliseconds are numbered. All I can think of doing is getting my craft out of there. So I'm reaching for the throttle. All of a sudden, there's this incredible flash of light, you see? And just like that, this little planetoid explodes into a ball of fire. I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. I mauled the throttle and got out of there quick, you bet. So we're just going to chill here for a few seconds. Oh! What's his name? From the original series.
Right. Nomad?
Yes! Nomad. And now it's our turn to play with the slot machine. Oh, I guess we have to walk away from the bar first. There we go. And we have three options here. One, we get nothing but little rocket ships and win very quickly. Two, we hit 3 skulls and we get vaporized. Or 3, we can cheat.
I don't know.
Alrighty. This is what we had the magnet for from the Star Generator run. You step back and place the widget on the slot machine. Let's see what this baby can do. And nobody notices, of course. Alright, so we have to use our Buckazoids. And I'd like to get this over with, so we'll bet 3 and we'll get 3 galaxies. Cool. Now, you can also play until you get the money you need, or you can go until you have lots of money. But that doesn't really work here. And you'll see in just a moment we're up to 222 bucks. I wish Vegas were this good, easy. Ah. You step back nervously as the overheated slot machine begins to sputter and smoke. And we're going to end at 321 bucks. And we killed the poor slot machine. We're done in the tavern. And we're actually about 2/3 of the way through the game. Yeah, in the 80s, games weren't really designed to be open world and 3D awesome like we have now. The poor computers wouldn't be able to keep up back then. So we're going to go buy our robot first. Yes, yes, yes. Switch over to talk. Which one is the right one? Well, cool. I can go get 5 buckets and a free ale from the bar. This is the one I need for the robot. So we're going to go ahead and break that out. Give that to Dude. 20% discount. And, whoops, back to talkie mode. And we're going to wait for our little navigator droid to pop up. And the Max 42 is interesting. He has a bump in an area that he shouldn't. Alright, so I got it from some gambling guy. We're going to go ahead and pay this guy off. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't go according to plan. We have to wait for it to cycle back through. Dee, 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 dee. There we go. You may pick up your purchase at our convenient Droids BS pickup area, located just out the door and to your right. Hello, sir. Your new robot will be here in a moment. Well, there he is, sir, programmed to follow you around like a whimpering little puppy dog. How humiliating. It's how most robots should work, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and save, and it's almost time to pack up for the night. So we'll go buy our spaceship and we'll sign off there. And then we're going to go up here to the ship. $214 buckazoids. Beeps. Blah, blah, blah. And then we'll pay him off. I tell you, I think you've made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. Well, with a spaceship and a problem, I'm not sure I'd be able to come back and tell them.
True.
So this is where we're going to sign off for the evening. And I will finish the game up tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow at the beginning of our normal stream. That should only take about half an hour tops. And then we will get back to LOTRO tomorrow night. Everybody have a great evening. Mash that like button if you enjoyed this at all. And we will see you again tomorrow night.
Peace out, people.